Hi, y'all. Happy Thursday. Happy Thoughtful Thursday. Happy Thankful Thursday. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty in a good way. Be thirsty in a good way, though. So if you're thirsty today, make sure that you're thirsty in a good way, okay? If you're having a thoughtful Thursday, I hope you're having great thoughts, good thoughts, happy thoughts, productive thoughts. And if you're thankful, then I know that's a good thing, right? We have to be thankful for the good things, right? Hey, Shawanda. Hey, Lions Pride. Hey, Shawanda. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, girl. Happy Thursday. Girl, I saw CMA live. I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I was what was I doing? I couldn't type. I was gonna tell y'all, hey, I couldn't type. When I came back, he was gone. When I came back, he was already gone. So I hope you're having a good day. I hope it's pretty where you are. It's been some nice days, like really nice days. The sun is sunning right now, okay? It's a little hot right now, but it's a nice breeze. Every few seconds or so, it's a nice breeze. It's not as breezy as it was yesterday, but it still feels good out here today. Y'all hear the birds? They aren't chirping as much today. It's a pretty day. They need to be loud. They need to be loud today. It's starting to look like fall. The leaves are falling. Not many, but a few. Look at that. The brown and orange, tan leaves. They're starting to make their way to the ground. The trees are shedding. The trees are shedding. Thank you for coming to the chat and saying hi, Shawanda. I had a couple of people that came through here. They didn't say anything, but I understand because I'm like that sometimes. Sometimes all you can do is watch. Like you really can't say anything. You might be busy. You might be at work. Or you might just be scrolling by. He's doing another live tonight. Uh-oh. 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 You know what time, Shawanda? Someone try to catch that one. I'm sure I get the notifications. Yep, I'm sure I get the notifications. I usually get his notifications. Sometimes I just end up, getting them late. Or, every now and then I don't say anything. Sometimes you just want to watch. That's why I don't hassle people. If I see the number and I see somebody watching, I'm just happy. Happy that they decide to give me a few seconds or minutes of their time to watch. So I'm going to look for that. I'm going to look for that tonight so I can catch them live again. Lord, the PP. PP set herself up for the 30-day break. PP can't go live. Look, can she not even upload a video? She needs to at least upload her video. I know her Cowboys lost, and she's supposed to be off. I think I did hear him say like November. Is it 15th or something like that? It'll almost be Thanksgiving before PP comes back. Tell PP she can go live. Tell her plenty of people lost bets and they didn't stick to it. Next time she should make a bet, and change her avatar or something. I mean, change her profile or something. Change her cover pic or something. Whichever team that Dallas is playing, if they lose, maybe she should change her profile pic to the other team. She needs to make a bet like that. She don't need to be making no bets talking about she got to stay off for 30 days. Okay. No more bets. Talking about she gonna stay off for 30 days. That's a mess right there. That's too much. Look, she made a bet she couldn't cash. She made a bet she couldn't cash. PP wrote a check. She couldn't cash it with that one. Next time, yeah, she needs to do something like if the Cowboys lose, she'll change her cover. Yeah, don't even do her profile. Do her cover. Do her cover photo. Or doing the profile, that's fine. She can get a picture of one of the players on the team that she lost and put their picture up there, or put the logo up there or something. But she don't need to be talking about though. If they lose, she can't what is it? She can't go live for 30 days? Cause see, if she can't go live for 30 days, she should do a video. She should just upload a video. Can't go live. Ooh. And look, it's not even a half point yet. PP, look. Who she made that bet with, Shawanda? I just heard her talking about it. If that's the bet she made, she might want to renege and send them a cash out. She should renege and just send them a cash out. Be like, look, you know, now if she's getting a break, you know, she might be enjoying her days off. She might be enjoying it. It might be giving her time to just do other things, focus on some other things. So she might be enjoying it. But if she's ready to go back live, whoever she never made that bet with, she might need to just send them a cash out. Or bake them a cake. Look, she needs to bake them a cake. She should bake them a cake. I think that's the way out of that. She needs to bake them a cake. So I hear my birds. Do y'all hear the birds? I hear them. They're just here and there. They're not as lively today. They're not, well, they're lively, but they're just, it sounds like, I don't know what type of bird that sounds like. That's a particular sound. That's a particular call. Yeah, if I was her, I would just be like, look, girl, look, these days people will take $5, okay? I'd be like, let me cash out you $5 so I can go live. Or let me bake you a cake. But you know, I don't know who she made the bet with. Now she just made the bet with herself. If she just made the bet with herself, then she can renege on it. She can renege on it. She should do, because I heard Michael cracking her about it. I did hear that part of his live. So she should just do a video, do her video, and upload her video. So thank you guys for coming into this live. Thank you. If you happen to pass through this live, just scroll by. Thank you for doing that. You know, give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. If you don't want to, I do not fuss about that. I do not harp on that. I'm not going to beat you up about that over and over again. I would appreciate it because it does help. But there are a lot of ways you can help, right? If you haven't subscribed, 1, you can subscribe. 2, once you subscribe, ring my doorbell. It's known as the YouTube notification bell. Tap it. Once you tap it, support by selecting all. Okay? So that you'll be notified whenever I upload a short or if we go live over here in Lions Pride. Right? And as always, professional and personalized disclaimer. Please, please, please always contact your primary healthcare provider before starting, restarting, or stopping any exercise plan, program, or routine. Okay? He wants to know if you want to start, because hopefully he wants you to be doing so, right? Okay? So if you're not on a plan, routine, or program, he wants you to start. He wants you, if you have been and you stopped for a while, that break is over. Get back to it. Get back to working out, okay? Start back. And if you think you need a break and you want to stop, Let him know that too, right? Because sometimes we take a break, y'all. Uh-oh, hold on, y'all. Y'all, he was playing that Jodeci on his motorcycle. And when I tell you it was so loud, I know y'all would have heard every word said. Okay? So if you want to restart, and if you want to stop and take a break, let him know so that you can schedule and plan your workout break. Okay? Because if it's a scheduled and a planned workout break, you're more likely to go back into working out the way you should. But if you just kind of, oh, I don't have time today. Next thing you know, 2 or 3 days, oh, I haven't had time, I gotta work out. And you might do it one time, you might Thursday, Friday comes, you might go ahead and work out. Then the weekend, you got some plans, you got some weddings, you got some events you need to attend or something like that. Next thing you know, it's the middle of the week and you're like, well, let me just take a break. So that's 1 week gone, right? And then it really wasn't a scheduled or planned break, but you're thinking, I've been missing a few days, so just let me take a break. Next thing you know, it's 2 or 3 months, right? And your break was supposed to be like a couple of days. Or basically it wasn't even planned. So if you do want to take a break, even consult with your healthcare provider about your breaks so that they can be planned breaks, scheduled breaks, okay? Planned and scheduled, okay? Talk to them. Your primary healthcare provider being your general practitioner, your medical doctor, your physician's assistant, your nurse practitioner. And a part of that team will include your physical therapist, occupational therapist, if you've ever had any injuries. You have to account for the injuries that you may have had, okay? Nutritionist, your dietitian, and also your specialty doctors. Your specialty doctors. All of those healthcare providers make up your team. They make up your team. They make up your family, your healthcare family. Okay? They form a circle around you. It's called an atom, and you are the nucleus. You are the most important part. You are the nucleus. All right? So you need to feed. You need to be fed. You need to feed yourself. Right? With exercise, with awareness. Okay? Mental exercise, physical exercise, mental awareness. Be aware of your body, okay, and the things that you can do that are conducive to productivity, for things being better for you feeling better, thinking better, okay. All of that is all inclusive. Mental, emotional, physical. Mental, emotional, and physical. And get up and do something. Remember, that is the purpose of this live. Is to let you look at the legs. Hopefully the legs will motivate you to get up and move. Move, move, move. Get up and dance. Get up and walk. But walking isn't the only thing you can do. Walking is probably one of the easiest things you can do. Okay? Everyone walks if you're blessed and you're able to. So it comes a little bit easier. But sometimes some people say other things come easier as far as like that being their activity, that being their cardiovascular activity that they do for fitness. So some people like to just dance. Some people like to skate. Some people like to swim. Some people like to jog. Some people like to run. Some people like to sprint. Some people like to skip. Okay, some people like to get out there and play tennis. Some people like to go mountain climbing. It's gonna get that heart rate up, I promise you. If you wanna work that body, make sure you don't hurt that body. Work your body, but make sure you don't hurt your body. And you don't hurt your body by following a few steps, right? One step is not to attempt to do something that you know that you cannot do, okay? You haven't worked up to doing it, you've never done it. And even if you have done it in the past, it's been years. So even if it's been months, slowly get back into the things that you used to do that you maybe can't do right now. And doesn't mean you're old. You could be 25 years old and hadn't done something since you were 22 or since high school. So you got to work up to that, right? What do I tell y'all? Athletes train all the time. Most of them train year round. But when they're coming up to an event, they train heavier, more and more and more. When those events, those marathons and things like that, the Olympics or whatever sport they may be playing, when it's time for that to start, then the exercise, the mental and physical exercise picks up. Okay? So you want to have proper form, correct form, proper correct form in whatever it is that you're doing. Even walking requires proper form. Okay? Even walking requires proper form. You want to breathe. You want to breathe. What do we do over here? I always tell you guys to take a few deep breaths in and out. In and out. And if you can walk and talk, that is great. But if you can't, or you just choose not to, that's good too. The primary goal is to move. Keep moving. Keep moving. Move. You can march. That's another thing you can do. You can march. Okay? Lift those knees up. March. Put in more work. Okay? So there are so many things you can do to help increase your cardiovascular fitness, to improve your cardiovascular fitness, to help your joints and your muscles as well. All right? Before doing any of these activities, you want to do what? Stretch. Stretch. Uh-oh, did I? Okay. I was hitting the wrong thing. You want to stretch. Hey, Betty. Hey, Retirement Days. Welcome in. Hello. Me and Shawanda were just in here having a conversation and laughing. So, yes, you want to stretch. You want to stretch before, if necessary, during, and after. But definitely stretch before and after cardiovascular activity or weight training activities, okay? Resistance training, muscle building. You want to stretch before and after. And if those muscles feel like they're tightening up, if those joints feel a little, out of whack, it's okay to stop, stretch, and go back again. Start back again. Okay? Like I said, even when you're walking for exercise, walking has proper form. You need to walk with proper form. Okay? Two helicopters. There are two helicopters in the air. I thought that sounded kind of loud. Helicopters are loud, but that sounded extra loud. So I look up and I see two. There are two. So happy, thoughtful Thursday to you, Betty, and to anyone else who comes across this live or the live replay. Happy, thoughtful, thankful Thursday to you. And even a happy thirsty Thursday. And when I say thirsty, we don't mean in a negative way. We mean in a positive way, right? You can be thirsty for knowledge. You can be thirsty for new ideas. You can be thirsty for a variety of great positive things, right? Thirsty for knowledge, thirsty for education, thirsty for good entertainment. You can be thirsty for a lot of things that are good. Not thirsty in a bad way. See, we have to wait for the cars, but what we want to do, we want to keep moving, even when we're waiting to cross the street. We want to keep those legs moving, keep those feet up off the ground, up and back down, up and back down, up and back down. Thirsty for new hobbies, thirsty for a new vacation. Some of us are thirsty for the upcoming holidays. A lot of people really enjoy the holidays. And so this is that time of year. This is the middle of October, right? We're past the 15th. This is not October. Is it 17th? October 17th. We're midway through October. And that's why I say slow down, guys. Don't rush the weekend. Enjoy the day. Whatever day it is, enjoy the day, Okay? Because most of the times, most people are off on weekends. So there are events and things like that planned mostly on the weekends. But there are some things that we also put during the week as well. And so, look, time flies. Okay? The weekend will be there before you know it. So don't rush it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. I know sometimes you're busy at work. It's a hard week at work. And you're just like ready for the weekend. I get it. We're all like that at some point. But just think about it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Find ways to deal with whatever's going on at work that's giving you a headache. Okay? Find ways to deal with it. Yes, you're ready. Some days when we go to work, we're so ready to go home. I think that's most days when we go to work. Unless you're doing something that you really, really, really love. And even then, you know, sometimes you're ready to go home and take a load off, right? So don't rush it. Look at your calendar. I bet there are events that you have planned, things that are coming up in your community, within your family. So don't rush it. Don't rush it. Usually when you have those different events and different things to look forward to, it flies by anyway. It seems like it's going to be a while. Next thing you know, it's upon you. Okay? Next thing you know, that it's time for that wedding. It's time for your friend's wedding, your best friend's wedding, your sister's wedding, your wedding. You know, it's time for that baptism. Before you know it. Before you know it. So take the time to just breathe, 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 and enjoy time. Enjoy it. We gotta stop. So we gotta stop, but we don't stop, right? We gotta stop, but we don't stop. Yep, we gotta stop, but we don't stop. Keep those feet moving. Keep moving. Keep those feet moving. Keep those knees rising up, 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 up. Keep lifting those legs up, 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 up. Okay? A good lift, a good march. Say a good march puts it in that hip joint, right? Lift it up like a good march and you put it in that hip joint. Okay? You feel it in that hip joint. So that's why I say it's not just walking. You can walk, you can skip, you can run, you can hike. Okay? You can jog. You can get on your walking pad. You can get on your treadmill. You can get on your bicycle, your stationary bicycle. You can get on your bicycle and ride around the neighborhood. You can skate. You can get up and dance. You can go swimming. There are so many things you can do. You can walk around the rooms of your home. Find the biggest one or just walk around each one several times. Make laps. Okay? If you want to go outside but it's kind of cold or it's kind of hot, go outside but don't go far. You know, go around the perimeter of your home or maybe go around the block. So just in case it gets really warm or too cold, you're not far from home, right? You're right there outside your yard. You're right there around the block. So it is what? It's, I said October 17th. So let's see, 24th, 31st. We have exactly 2 more weeks left in this month of October 2024. There are 2 weeks left. So that means the election is within 3 weeks. The election is within 3 weeks. So whoever you vote for, whatever your convictions are, your thoughts are, your beliefs, whatever it is that you think you need for you and your family, go and vote that way. Okay? Go and vote that way, whoever it is. Just utilize your right and privilege to do so. Utilize your right and privilege to do so. Don't say those crazy things like they're going to do what they want to do anyway. Okay? Nothing changes if nothing moves. So if you don't move, it definitely won't change. And maybe the change won't come for 100 years. But you could be part of the change. Right? Right? That's just like at work. You guys may have supervisors who kind of circulate. Every 5-6 months, you got a new supervisor. Then you get that one supervisor who is strict as all get out, kind of mean sometimes till you really get to know them. And it seems like that one is not gonna go to a new position anywhere. They love it there. And he or she is the strictest one you've had, right? Right? And you just feel like, geez. Well, guess what? I bet before you got that strict supervisor, you were tired of the ones that were going through the revolving door, right? You were tired of that. And I bet you voiced that opinion, you and your coworkers. And so eventually something changed. You got one to hang around longer. Now you may not like him or her, but it changed. Maybe you voiced your opinion. Maybe you voiced concerns. We can't do this if we're always getting changing ideas. Ideas that change too quickly. That's not always a good thing. It can be, but sometimes it might not be. So you really can't adapt to anything because you're getting all these different supervisors. Same position, but different person every 3 or 4 months. Every 3 or 4 months. You're doing good if that person stays 6 months. Now, anything can be happening. They could be finding other jobs. They could be just temporary until you find someone more permanent. Or they could just be people who want the position and find out after they get it that they don't want the position. Have you guys been like that? Ever gotten a position and then found out after the fact that, nah, I don't think this is a position for me. I don't want it. So eventually they finally find someone who stays a while. So change happened, right? The revolving door stopped. Change happened. Might not be what you wanted, but hey. And then say you've been there for 5 years and all this is going on. And this one person is still there, it's been a year. You're not used to that. You don't always like what they do. But at least there's some stability, right? You get to know them. And they've been there in that position 2 years now. Something you really haven't been used to. And now it's 3 years. And people, this 3rd year, maybe they've been complaining. It took them a good year to get used to the person, 6 months to a year. So everything's been going okay. Around the 3rd year, everybody's becoming a bit unhappy again. But does change happen immediately? No. Guess what? You look up and it's been 10 years and that person is still in the position. Because that's the position that they like. And for some reason, that's the position I guess that's meant for them. But then 12 years have passed by. You guys have been together over a decade. This person may be like 48 years old now. Started out there when they were 36. And you may have been a little younger, maybe 25. So now you're 35, 36, 37. And that person has gotten a new position somewhere else, higher up in another company. And they're leaving. So you wanted that change for all that time. But it didn't happen when you wanted it, but it happened. So maybe now you get a supervisor who was pretty much great. Of course, they have to do their work and they have to supervise and criticize and do the things that you don't like. But maybe they have a better attitude. So it took you a while to get that change. And then 2 years in to that supervisor, you're like 40. Maybe you get your own business and now you leave the company. So hopefully whoever is still there will benefit from the change that you fought for a while, okay? They'll benefit from the change that you fought for a while. It just happens. It just goes like that sometimes. Sometimes change takes a long time. And sometimes you've moved on to something else by the time the change you were looking for happens. But when you've moved on to bigger and better things, hopefully whoever is still there where you were, they'll get to benefit from the change that you sought. So that's how change works. Sometimes you can be right there in the midst of it, being a part of it. And sometimes you just have to fight for it. And even though you get it, you may not benefit from it, but maybe the other coworkers will. Maybe your children will. Maybe your grandchildren will. Other generations will. So just vote for the person that aligns with your thoughts, that aligns with your morals and values, and hopefully vote for somebody with some degree of morality, okay? Okay? Because nowadays, it used to be that just, regular people who weren't doing things like politics or this type of stuff, who weren't searching for certain positions in the world, they pretty much do anything, do whatever they want. Everyone should have a code of ethics, standards, values, and morals. But when you hold certain positions, you should definitely abide by that. But we're getting to a point in this country now where you can be in the highest position in the country and have zero below zero degrees of morality about you. Okay? Okay? You could be a senator. And not just, of course, you definitely can be president. But you can have been convicted, charged, found guilty, convicted of all types of crimes. And still some kind of way, you can hold certain positions. I'm to the point now where I'm looking at some of these congressmen and congresswomen, and I'm like, okay, what did they do? They stole a few thousand, few million. Which of you haven't? Which of you haven't? They made some decisions, allow some nepotism within the office. Which of you haven't? Which ones of you haven't? So it is how it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. In this country, we pretty much don't have, I'll say it like this. They pick and choose who should be moral. They pick and choose who should have, a degree of decency about the way that they do things. In the good old USA, they pick and choose who should be held to certain standards and who should have a pass to do whatever it is their heart desires, even if it's breaking the law or doing some of the most immoral, unethical things. They pick and choose who it's okay for. The word hypocrite needs to just be thrown out the window. We need a whole new word with a whole new power to the definition of hypocrisy. We really do. Hey, James Money 615, how you doing? Welcome into the chat, James Money. How you been? How you been? Glad to see you. Good to see you. Just trying to combine glad and good. It's funny how we do that when we're just talking. We end up combining words, making those combination words. But it is good to see you. Thank you for coming into the chat. I appreciate you. You still over there gaming? I did stop by there the last time you came through. I went over there and I watched you. I haven't been getting any notifications though. So I usually get your notifications. So after I went over there that day and checked, I unsubscribed and resubscribed just in case. And I tapped that notification bell for all. Okay? But sometimes we just take a break. But sometimes we don't upload as much. Because we get busy. We get busy. And that's okay. That is all right. So we're just walking and cooling down. I do a long cool down. Well, I do an extra cool down. I do an extra cool down because I'm done. The exercise is always done when I come on here. And that's the great thing. I know after I'm done with the walk and talk, well, before I even started, I know I'm done with my exercise for the day. Whether I've done it before work, whether I've gotten off early and did it right after work, or whether I've worked a full day and did it then. When I come on here, I know that this is just extra. This is extra. It feels good to do the extra good stuff. If we want to be extra in a good way. Be extra in a good way. So again, I hope you guys are looking at the legs move. Hope that you're encouraged to get up and move your legs, move your arms. Okay? What are we Because what do I say? My workout is like a meal. My warm-up is my appetizer, my workout is my entree, and my cool down is my dessert. And I always think of the word radar. Starts with R, ends with R. Meaning we want to start with stretching and end with stretching. And if you feel like you need to, within the course of your workout, stretch again in the middle somewhere. Okay? Stretch again if your muscles and joints feel like you need to. We want to keep moving consistently and be persistent about doing it. Move consistently and be consistent about doing it. I've said that for over 2 years on this channel. Okay? I've said that for over 2 years on this channel. That particular way. Everything I say in a particular way. Because though we're doing the same thing, I want to be different. Never a follower. Never a follower. Be a leader. Be changed. Be different. When you sit down and eat your meal, what do? We use a fork, a spoon, and a knife. And what do? We just take it from the plate, put the food in our mouths, right? You can even be extra and different with that. In a good way. Millions of people eat, but you can just be different in the way you eat. Hence the reason we have things like mukbang and stuff like that. Okay? There are other things when it relates to food that people do. Because they just do what millions of people are doing, but they're unique and they're original in the way that they do it. And it often doesn't take a lot to be unique, and it doesn't take a lot to be original. Who wants to be just like someone else? I don't. I don't. That's why I just add a part of me. The way I do, I relate things to things, okay? Radar. Starts with R, ends with R. Working out, your exercise. Start with stretching, end with stretching. The R, okay? The R is stretching, right? Okay, you stretch, and then you go into your warm-up, which is A. Your workout, which is D, right? Your cool down, which is A. And what? Finish it up by stretching, the last R. That's why you start with R, you end with R. You start with stretching, you end with stretching. Always practice proper form and technique. Google it, okay? Google it. Just get up and move. Keep moving. I said those two simple words over a year ago, and man, oh man, it sparked off a combustion of chaos. Keep moving, okay? Consistently and be persistent about it, okay? Don't resist. That's something that you don't want to resist. You don't want to resist. You don't want to resist moving. You want to move. Get on up and move. And if you can't move a lot due to medical reasons or certain issues, do what you can. Do what you can. I don't know a healthcare provider that doesn't want us to move in some shape or form to the degree that we can. That's why we always want to consult them. Them and our specialty doctors who specialize in other things, okay, kinesiology and things like that. It's just, we just want to make sure that we're doing things the correct way, the proper way, using correct and proper form for our situations. Each person is different. You have a lot of people who may be similar, but each person is different in what they should be doing and how they should be doing it. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, okay? Remember that. Remember, and I'm sure that there are a lot of other things. There are a lot of other awareness campaigns going on this month. Each month has quite a few awareness campaigns. So remember that. Please remember that. Remember to buy a client, a patient, a meal. Do something nice for them. Give them a gift card. Give them some cash. Send them a cash app. If it's someone that you know, if it's someone that you don't know, if you don't know anyone who's dealing with anything, take a box of, let me tell you something. I'm about to say a box of donuts, which might not be the greatest thing, but it's the holiday season. Hey, take some popcorn, okay, to a a medical facility. Okay, make sure that it is sealed and everything is prim and proper. Just show them some gratitude. Just gratitude for helping other people. Okay, show them some gratitude for helping other people. You know, in the healthcare profession and a lot of other professions, most civil service jobs, you can't take money, you know, for the things that you do. When someone wants to show that they're grateful or show you a degree of attitude or just appreciation, it's unethical and I'm sure against company policy to take money. But you can take donuts, you can take popcorn, you can take gift cards, you know, you can cater them something in to eat. A lot of times people don't even get a chance to get a break at work. So remember, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Do something nice to someone who is a client or a patient, or to someone who is helping them. Someone who is helping them, okay? Someone who is helping them. So if you happen to catch this live replay and you only catch a minute or two, I hope that's the part that you catch. I hope that's the part that you catch. Okay, I hope that that is the part that you catch. Do something nice for someone who is going through something that's really hard. Okay, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm sure again that there are a lot of other awareness campaigns going on. So just each month, do something nice. You may not be able to address every campaign, but just do something nice to one that's, you know, that you feel is the most important to you, or the most important to a lot of people, a great number of people. Okay, for content creators, let's be mindful of the things that we say. Okay, because YT doesn't give degrees, certifications, or licenses, right? So we can't say, oh, we went to the YT of school of whatever, so I'm good saying this. And just remember that the word allegedly, they don't absolve you of all, they don't, you look, oh, you better start thinking, okay? They don't absolve you from all responsibility for the things that you put out to the masses. That word, if it was that easy, there would be no lawsuits of any shape, form, or fashion when it comes to slander and libel even. So if allegedly saying or writing that one word could absolve you of all responsibility, no one would ever be able to be sued, okay? Be careful in what you say to people. Be careful in what you put out to the masses, okay? Because again, the app doesn't give those certifications, those licensures, or those degrees. And those of us who have gone to school for years, had all types of training, and received continuing education every year or two, most of us, unless that's all our channel is dedicated to, we're just going to drop nuggets from time to time. And we're dropping those nuggets so that you guys can pick those nuggets up, research them, and discuss them with your primary care providers, okay? With your weight trainers, your weight coaches, your doctors, your nurses, all right? Your physician's assistants, your occupational physical therapists, your dietitian, your nutritionists, your specialty doctors. We're dropping nuggets. When we drop nuggets over here in Lions Pride, we're dropping nuggets to have an interaction with each other. You guys often drop nuggets in the chat. I try my best to drop nuggets, but I don't like to go into a lot of detail because you have to be aware that what you say is being delivered or could be delivered to tens of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people, millions of people. You just never know. You never know. And some things you might say may be absolutely right, and some things maybe not. Because what I've noticed is that a lot of people will say something that they hear somebody else say verbatim. Or once they've gotten called on that, they'll try to switch it up a little bit. And in that, you will find that they really don't know exactly what they're talking about, or everything that they should know about what they're talking about. So just pay attention to who you listen to, and pay attention to what you say. And if you do find something that sounds interesting, you know, look it up from a reputable source. Look up reputable sources. Look up reputable sources. Use reputable sources rather when you're looking things up. The .orgs, the .educations, okay, the .govs. The .orgs, the .educations or edus, and the .govs. Now, a lot of people don't trust the .govs, but if you're not a scientist or a doctor or a research person yourself, or if you haven't, what else can you do? You have to just trust the most reputable sources you can find. The only other thing you can do is just tell by experience. Now, experience is a really good teacher. Experience is a really good teacher. But we have to realize that when we tell by experience, it's your specific experience, or it's the specific experience of someone that you know. You can't have people feeling like, oh, everything that works for you or someone that you know who did this or that or the other is going to work for them. You can't put it out there in that tone. You can't put it out there like that. So we're going around again, around and round. We go round and the sky is so pretty. It's so pretty. There aren't many clouds. It's just a perfect blue. It's just a perfect sky blue. A perfect sky blue. So get up, get outside. Like my granny said, get up, wash your face, and go outside. You don't feel good? Get up, wash your face with some soap and water, then put a cold towel on it. And you can best believe if he or she hasn't already opened those curtains and those blinds, when you come out of the bathroom, they'll be open. When you start just lingering around, and they think, what's going on? What's going on? That was their way of talking to you. You know, people did what they could. They did what they could. Here's my cactus, y'all. Here's the cactus. They did what they did. They did what they could. Unless they just really thought something was physically going on with you, it was get up, whatever's got you down, wash your face, put some cold water on it, let the sun hit you, and move around, which was very, very, very good advice. It's just that back then in the day, sometimes people maybe needed a little bit more, you know, and your parents and grandparents thought that was enough. Maybe they're just going through something in school, little boy, little girl, issues, or maybe friends have fallen out, something like that. And that could be the issue, but it could still be deep, 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 a lot deeper than they thought. So hence the stigmas with an S that you get with mental health. Everybody just thinks sometimes just get up and do this and you'll be okay. And it probably helps. It helps to a degree. But it just depends on how deep the issue is. It just depends on how deep the issue is. If there's a falling out with friends, and it's a friend that you're usually right back friends with within a week, then maybe it's not that deep. But maybe this time somebody else has gotten into the circle, you know? And so now instead of just the two of you guys, it's 3 or 4 of you, and Now when you fall out, it's a little bit deeper. Or if it could just still be you and your friend. And so it hadn't been a week or two, it's been like 2 months. So that's a little bit deeper than get up and wash your face, you know? Get up and wash your face and you'll feel better. It's a little bit deeper than that. That does help. That does help. And for small things, it does really work. It does work. But sometimes you need to do more than just get up and wash your face with some cold water and let the sun hit you in your face. Sometimes you just need a good conversation, a good discussion. And look, a lot of times parents or whatever authority figure have done all they can do, and people just don't open up. You can't really just say, well, they're not easy to talk to. Sometimes it's like that, but sometimes people themselves just aren't easy to open up. Because I've often seen parents, like sometimes a lot of times people like to blame the parents, the grandparents, the aunties, the uncles. I've seen them be so concerned to the point of, to me, there's no such thing as overly concerned if it's your loved one, but it's just like they're at their wit's end. They know that something is wrong and they don't know what else to do. They don't know how else to let them know that they're open. And some of them may be like, they may be that way, but when the daughter, the son, the niece, the nephew tries to talk to them, they may become kind of aggressive, not in a combative, like a fight way, but like the person may feel like they're very judgmental, or they're very how do I say this? Like a lot of times people think that you should handle things the way that they would handle things. So when they learn that that's how you are, then they're slow about opening up to you. So that's why sometimes, yes, you can be over concerned because it's like you're putting how you would respond onto them. And so it makes it uncomfortable for them to be able to open up to you. So a lot of times when people are saying, oh, why couldn't they talk to their kid, or their kid didn't feel comfortable talking to them, sometimes it's just both. Their kid just really, they don't feel comfortable talking to them because their parent is kind of aggressive and overbearing when it comes to issues and telling them, do it this way, do it that way, instead of kind of just listening and maybe kind of giving them alternatives, maybe some things that they would do. I mean, that's the best you can do, but also listening to what they may feel like they want to do about something, you know. So sometimes it's hard to talk to parents, not because they won't listen or they won't pay you any attention. Sometimes they can be kind of aggressive. So, yeah. So when people say, oh, the parents should have this and should have that, yeah, you do have those parents who kind of seem like they aren't too interested. But then you have those who have such a degree of interest till it makes the kid uncomfortable to talk to them. Whether it's a child, a teenager, or an adult. Sometimes they can be judgmental. And sometimes the parent can be as open, as pleasant as they can be. But some people just don't like talking. Like some people just don't like opening up to their parents. They just don't feel comfortable with certain topics and certain situations. And it doesn't have to be those S-word conversations. It can be about friendships, relationships, workships, employmentships, just about school. You know, it can be about a lot of things. It can just be about them. Sometimes a person just feels like they aren't doing what they should be doing. They aren't where they should be. And so it's hard to talk to their parent about that. You know, some people aren't talkers. They just deal with things within, inside, emotionally. And sometimes the best thing for them is to talk to someone they don't know at all. And even that person, it takes them a while to get them to open up. So don't always be so quick to blame the authority figure in a child's life. And like I said, when I say child, I don't mean just like a minor. It could be a 25-year-old having problems finding a job. They just graduated, got the master's degree, right? Having in their mind that they want to get their PhD. But right now they want to work. Graduated 6 months ago and nothing that's soothing to their mind, body, and soul as far as work has become available and doesn't seem to be becoming available anytime soon. So that, that can weigh on your mind. That can weigh on your mental. That can weigh on your mental. Is it an hour yet? Almost. You guys know I stay on here for like an hour and a half, maybe two. But there's a lot going on. There are things going on the two other platforms with you, okay? And with the people who stop by to say hello or who watch you for a few seconds. Don't be selfish and take up hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Yes, people can just go on by, but my word today, it's a little bit selfish when some of the people who watch you watch other people and other people go live and you're just basically just there. So I pretty much do the same thing over here every day. So there's no way in the world I'm going to take up hours and hours and hours. Okay? Whether it's one person in the chat, 10 people in the chat, 20 people, 100 people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't be selfish. Let them miss the conversation, because they're hearing it every day pretty much. So you don't want to hear the same thing every day, all day, every day. And when I say all day, if it's 4 hours, guess what that is? That's half a work shift. That's half a work shift. I saw a little lady the other day. She had retired, y'all, and she was working in Target. Because guess what? When people have worked long enough to retire, they deserve to retire. But what most people say to me is that when they retire, they have to find something else to do part-time. Not because they need the money. Of course, some of them do, but a lot of them, they find something else to do, not because they need the money, but because they're bored at home. They're used to moving around. They're used to doing things. So people who retire often go back to work. Of course, they're taking, some of them go back full time, especially if they retire at a young age. And when I say retire, now some people retirement at like what? If you something like the military and you go and you do your 20 years, that's 30, that could be 38, 39 years old, right? So if you went in at 18, 19, 20, that could be 40 years old. 45 if you do 25 years. That's still a young person. Okay? That's still a young person. You have basketball players who played until, what, is it LeBron like 40 something? But he's been playing since, what, right out of high school? Like Kobe, those are still young people. Those are still childbearing ages. Okay? People in their 50s. Some of them love work. Some of them love work. Most of the time you go to work, that's who you'll see as your supervisor. Of course, you see a lot of young people as supervisors. They're go-getters. They're eager to grow up through the company and do well. But someone 50 years old, all they've done is work. You can look at that as two ways. They're ready to retire because all they've done is work. They probably started working at like 15 years old, right? Because to be honest, when these people say they work at 10 and all this stuff, yeah, you were probably working for a family member or something, but I don't know a state that allows, there are child labor laws. Come on now, y'all. Some of y'all be lying. But it is possible because you could do certain things, and make money. Or you could be working for the family business, anything like that. So you worked that long, you're 42. Say you started at like 10 or 12. You've been working 30, 32 years. if you're in your 50s, you've been working, say you started at 18, been working about 32 years, you want to retire, retire. You deserve it. You've earned it. But a lot of people will tell you that once they do that, even if they have the perfect retirement plan, you know, they're at home, they're collecting their retirement, they travel a little bit. If they have enough money, they take 2 or 3 trips a year. About 2 to 3 years after they've retired, they're bored. They've done their traveling and they're at home. They find things to do at home, but sometimes they just want that extra thing to do. So why not do something extra that's going to generate a little income? Just like we were talking yesterday about people baking. You know how to bake? Go out there and pick up these free pecans that fall off the pecan trees and make you some pecan pies, pecan cakes, chocolate chip pecan cookies, macadamia and pecan cookies, pecan cookies. So you have people in their 50s who will go back to work until they're 65, and can still be vested in a company, right? And at 65 and on up, get whatever other retirement resources that they've gathered. Not just the ones they got from the initial retirement, but from the ones that they got from the most recent one, which may only be 10 years worth of work, but that's good money. That is good money. That is good money. So today is warmer than it was yesterday, but it's still not bad. It's not bad. But guess what I'm going to do? When I get off this live, I am going to wipe my butt. Okay? We're going to bathe. We are going to bathe because we have been walking. Okay? Exercised. And now we're out here walking. Now, let me tell you, there's nothing like a good old shower, okay? For those of you who like tub baths, perfect. But especially after you work out or after you've like been doing anything, any type of strenuous activity, even if you didn't sweat a lot, if you did work, you sweat. You sweat a little bit. Some people sweat more than others. So even if you did work, you sweat, right? Even when it's cold and I'm outside and I go jogging or walking and running, if I put in the right amount of work, I don't sweat a lot anyway, but you're going to sweat in certain places. So ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to say ladies with emphasis because I'm a lady, get out of your clothes, okay? Even if they don't feel wet to you. Look, don't do the little boy, little girl thing, like when mama used to say, go in there and get in that shower. And you start feeling your clothes to see if they're wet. She's like, y'all sweaty? Y'all been out there playing? I can remember my brothers. We ain't sweaty. They feeling their clothes. And just as wet. A couple of them were. One or two of them may not have been. But look, you've been outside. That's what my folks say. You've been outside. You smell like outside. Go in there and get in that bed, in that bathtub. Before you get in that bed, go in there and get in that shower. And when you're little, you don't even need to do it. Also, so you could probably wait a little bit, but nah. When we would come in, if we had time to go play after school, if we had time and homework didn't have us locked down. Because guess what? You've already run around at school too. If we had time, we would run around a little bit. Unless dinner was gonna be late. Mom and daddy like, go in there. Y'all take y'all turn real quick showering while mama finish cooking. And so you can come in here and eat. Now a lot of times people want to eat, then go to bed, go to sleep. So I guess it just kind of depends on what you do, because if you're an athlete or you're a cheerleader, usually when you get home you want to shower. Need to shower, gotta shower. And it might make you a little sleepy. But so you eat, and of course you're gonna be sleepier then, and you got homework. So you play outside till about 5. You get home maybe like 3:34. You play outside till 4:30 or 5. Then you gotta run in there, shower. If you got 2 bathrooms, y'all can kind of knock it out a little quicker. But if not, by 6, everybody's done. And look, the last person gets the cold water if the water runs cold. Then you go in there and eat. Look, that shower makes a lot of us sleepy. Then we eat. Oh my goodness. So that's why I was saying the other day, it's a good thing that a lot of schools don't really give a lot of homework anymore. You know, they need to give some so that parents can be aware of what they're doing, not just by what the teacher says or what they send home as far as grades go, but you need to be able to look at what your kids are doing. But when you're talking about time constraints, a lot of these kids do a lot of things after school. And even for the ones that don't have after school activities, I just said you get home 3:30, you just kind of sit for a second, then you get up and you play until 4:30. And if you don't get home to 4, you may play till 4:30 or 5. Because you need a break. You need to kind of unwind, okay? And for kids, playing is unwinding after school, especially. But then, if you've done that, you gotta hit that shower. It's gonna make you sleepy. You gotta eat. It's gonna make you sleepier. And then you gotta try to focus on homework. Now, if it's not a lot, it can be okay. But sometimes it's a lot. And even when it's not a lot, if it's complicated, it can take a long time. And then sometimes it depends on the parents. Some parents want to go over every grain of the homework, and that can take a minute. It can be stressful because the kids are like, okay, we did this all day at home. Yeah, I got homework. And the teacher teaching it one way, and they really can't explain to you the way the teachers, they can tell you what the teacher said, especially little kids, but then you're telling them something else, then they start to look kind of defeated or confused because it's like, mama, the teacher said this. And then as parents, if it wasn't taught to you that way, because things change, things change sometimes generationally. Some things, addition is addition, subtraction is subtraction. But all this other stuff, sometimes things change. And so they're trying to tell you the best way they know. The teachers told you one way, and you probably don't even understand the way the teacher said it. Now you've got what your parents are telling you on top of it. So you do the best that you can and you finish up your homework. Or you don't finish all the time. So I do think that it's a good thing that some schools either don't give homework or don't give near as much. Because growing up, we used to have so much homework. There would be days when we didn't have homework and we would shout for joy. We would shout for joy. Because we would be like, no homework today. Nobody gave homework. Because even in elementary school, you have 3 or 4 teachers. You could have 3 or 4 teachers. And if none of them gave homework, you're like, okay, you hit the gold mine. You hit a gold mine for that day because nobody gave any homework. And that's great. Nobody gave any homework, and that is great. So if you happen to catch this live replay, thank you for catching the replay. Thank you for anybody who scrolled by. Thank you, Shawanda, Betty, James, Money 615. Thank you for those who hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you happen to catch this replay, please subscribe if you haven't. Okay? Like and comment. Like and comment. Have yourselves a great Thursday. Again, a thoughtful, thankful, and maybe even a thirsty Thursday. Okay? Thoughtful, thankful, and maybe even a thirsty. But if it's thirsty, make sure it's thirsty in a good way. Make sure it's good thirst, okay? A thirst for knowledge, okay? A thirst for answers to the things you want to know. A thirst for answers to the things that are important to you. Being thirsty is not always a bad thing. Being thirsty can be a good thing. Hello, Unchained. It's Friday there? Is it morning? Is it Friday morning? What country are you in? I'm thinking, what country are you in? Because if it's morning there, what, maybe 1 in the morning? 1, 2, no later than 3. No later than 3. Whatever country you're in, Unchained, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I always welcome any and everyone from any and everywhere. Any and everyone from any and everywhere, because anyone can get up and move, right? Anyone can be motivated to move, to walk, 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 walk. Lift those feet up, okay? Bend at those knees, bend at those hip joints. Get up and move. So whatever country you're from, have a happy Friday, because it is now the weekend for you. It is now the beginning of the weekend for you. Okay, y'all hear that wind? I'm sorry that it's knocking against the microphone, but guess what? It feels so good. It feels so good. That is really an annoying sound when the wind hits the microphone. But hey, we're outside. It feels so good. That's just kind of a part of it. But that's the part I don't like. Like when the cars are passing by and some of them are really loud. It's just a part of the environment. We got to deal with it. I hear more birds now. I hear more birds now. Do you guys hear those birds? So many people are cleaning up their yards. Look, it feels so good to be outside just cleaning up. So get up and clean up. Get up and clean up. If you're like, I don't want to go walking, I don't want to get up and dance, I don't want to go skating, I don't want to swim, get up and clean up. Clean up. Get up and clean up. Do it for 30 minutes straight. You guys know what I tell you all the time. Implement your workout into your daily routine. Like if your day is so full that you feel like you don't have enough time, work on those legs. When you go to the restroom, ladies and men, do squats. All right? We all go to the restroom several times a day, right? So at least 3 of those times, do 12 squats each time. And there you have 3 sets of 12 right there. You've done 36 squats. If you don't do 10, don't want to do 12, do 10. You've done 30 squats. Okay? The other 2 or 3 times you go, or even if it's in the middle of the night, do some leg raises. Do leg raises. If you hand wash your dishes, put that leg back there and stretch, 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 stretch those calves. When you're done stretching them, calf raises. Do some calf raises. If you're standing in the line at Walmart and the line is long, like it can be sometimes, do those calf raises in line. Do you guys like to do the self-checkout? I hear so many people say that they don't like self-checkout. I love self-checkout. That means I handle, from the shelf to home, I handle all of my food. I handle all of my products. So many people say that they don't like self-checkout. Now, I understand it from the perspective that maybe it cuts down on jobs. It affects people's job security. You know, the more self checkouts you have, the fewer people may be employed. I can understand that. But you have some people that's not the reason. The reason is they don't want to do the work. They feel like if they go shopping, they don't want to do the work. I guess they don't, and that's what they say. If I come and shop in your store, I spend money with you, I shouldn't have to work. I don't look at it like that at all. At all. The type of person I am, that means that that is one less person dealing with my stuff. Because guess what? People don't wash their hands. People pick places that they shouldn't be picking. People mess with garbage bags and garbage and stuff like that. People mess with groceries. Sometimes when you're shopping and you get your meat, it's full of blood, you know, and the cashier doesn't always have time to really just go and wash her hands and get that stuff off after each person. She can't just leave the register unattended. So for me, self-checkout is one of the best things they've ever come up with. It's one of the best things they've come up with, because that means from the shelf to my home or wherever I'm going, I'm the only one that's messed with my food or whatever it is that I purchased. I saw a short yesterday where the shopping cart was ringing up everything that the lady put in the shopping cart. So they had not just self-checkout registers, they had a self-checkout shopping cart. And when you're done, you pay. I guess kind of like at Aldi when you put the quarter in there. So I guess they have it so that you can pay with your card. So they are coming up with so many things. So again, I do understand it as far as like people, as far as job security. You know, job security meaning people, as many people won't be able to be hired if they have all these computer generated things to help us when we're out doing things like shopping and stuff like that. But think about it. Sometimes they get those devices and they create these type of registers and things like that because they are short staffed. Certain areas, people don't want to work in certain places. I won't say that they don't want to work, but they don't want to work in certain places. So hey, it's a benefit to the customer to have a self-checkout. It's a benefit to the customer to have a shopping cart that can take payment. So when you throw it over in there, it has a camera, it reads it, click, click, and there's the price, and it adds it to your total. So a lot of times, not only is it beneficial to the business, the company, the grocery store, but it can be beneficial to the customers. Like I said, I don't like the idea that it kind of takes away jobs. But then depending on the area, maybe that's the issue. Maybe the jobs haven't been being filled in the first place. You know, you would like that people to think that people want to work, but let me tell y'all, a lot of people don't want to work. And I'm not even addressing a particular age group, because if you're able to work, then that's a blessing and you should work. Now, you don't have to work all the time. You shouldn't have to work full time if you don't want to. Like we were talking earlier about people who retire, going back to work. A lot of them go back to work. They do things like security or work at Walmart, work at Target, something simple for like 4 hours or something out of the day. And guess what? If that's $15 an hour, that's $60 a day. Do that for 2 days, that's an extra $120 if that's what they're paying. And if it's a job that's paying well, where you may be making $30, that's $120 if you're only doing 4 hours. $240 if you're doing 2 days. And if you work the whole 8 hours, 2 days, that's $480. That's pretty decent money for a retiree, you know, to have coming in as a steady, regular income. And especially if you're a retiree who's bored at home. So if you're bored at home and you don't want to go back to work, but you got to have something to do. Like you don't want to go back full time, but you got to have something to do. Get you something that's 2 or 3 days a week, 4 to 6 hours a shift. Okay. So thank you guys for coming in here. Thank you, Unchained. Thank you, James Money 615. Thank you, Betty from Retirement Days. Thank you, Shawanda. Please check out Retirement Days. Please check out James Money 615. And Unchained, I'm going to check you out and see if you have a channel. Thank you for coming by and saying hello and letting us know what time it is where you are today, okay? It is Friday where you are, so happy Friday to you. Happy rest of your Thursday to each and every one of you guys who are in the States. And I hope that you have a fantastic, a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow here in Lions Pride for the next Let's Walk and Talk live. Okay, I was about to say live video, but it won't be a live video. It'll just be a live. It'll be a live. So for those of you who catch the live replay, it will be a video. Thank you guys for stopping by. And I will see you on the next one. And remember what I always say. Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let messy, stressful, miserable people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, make your way up out of that lounge. Okay? Make your way up out of there. GYGAG. And that means grab your grip and go. Go back to your place, to your happy spot. Okay? To your happy lounge, where things may not be 100% perfect, but they're perfect for you. Okay? You don't need to let bothered people bother you. You don't need to take on stress from unnecessary sources. Okay? Don't let stressed people will stress you out if you allow it. Okay? And stressful people can come in all shapes and forms. They can look nice and pleasant, and when they unzip that sheep's clothing, the wolves step out. If you find that going on, remove yourself from that place. And if they're in your place, remove them from your place. Okay? Okay? All right, y'all. I will see you guys. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Why? Because without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live together, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential, okay? All right, y'all. Bye, y'all.